All right, we are here with the all-new Cadillac Escalade IQ. This vehicle specifically has been one that has been of high interest to me. Obviously, it's the very first luxury SUV of its kind to be featured in this class. There's several other vehicles like the Rivian that have had a mid-size SUV. This is the first true full-size SUV that has been featured for the EV space. It comes with a hefty price tag. It's not going to be your affordable vehicle, but this is a Cadillac Escalade and all of the features and amenities that come with it. So excited to be able to walk through this, and so we will kind of do a full review of the vehicle as we always do. We are going to start this time by opening the magical frunk, and we will see the content of the size within. Very large. Obviously, we've done the comparison with the Chevy Silverado and the Ford F-150 Lightning, and the Lightning is wider, but this is obviously much deeper. Tremendous space if you're looking to throw in the groceries or throw the sports bags. A ton of usable space, great deep space. And with this vehicle, all you have to do is slightly pull down on it, and it will close for you. So coming to the front of the all-new Cadillac Escalade IQ, you see a totally different statement look compared to what's been on the traditional model of the Cadillac. It comes with this across the front headlights. When you turn it on, all of this will illuminate. Gives you a really unique look. Love the LED lights that they've done. They've redesigned the headlamp. This headlamp is coming to the gas-powered version as well, but you kind of give that piano look up and down the side. Really nice, sharp, daytime running LEDs. Very sharp, tough looking front. So moving along to the side of the vehicle, you'll be able to kind of see and be instantly greeted by these massive 24-inch wheels. We reviewed the Chevy Silverado, which is obviously in the GM family as well. This just changes the look and the dynamic of the vehicle. They did put a hubcap over this, but I'm guessing it's probably the 8-lug setup like we saw on the Silverado. But the 24-inch wheels, just very sharp, beefy, gives that front end a whole new look. You come along the side, and they've incorporated their badging with some lighting on the side. Alternative, this is the Sport 2 trim level, and so you kind of get some unique touches with it. Black top, the black rearview mirror. You get the black running board area. So some accent features to kind of give it that additional sporty look. Definitely some beautiful look. I love the white contrasted with the black. Coming along to the side, so this does have a traditional door handle, but something interesting to note, and we'll talk about a little bit. This is not a traditional opening door handle. There's a button on the inside, similar to some of the other luxury vehicles you see. You push the button, and the door will open for you. And so on the inside as well, you can pull the button and it will shut. But this is not a traditional one where it will open. You push the button and the door will open and shut. As well, if you look, it does not actually have power running boards. It is a fixed running board that when you open the door, it is attached. So as you saw via the sticker, this vehicle is a very heavy vehicle, not over 9,200 pounds. That's due to its insanely large battery pack. This vehicle is estimated to be about 450 miles, very similar to the Silverado. It should have that exact same battery pack, which was, if you watch our Silverado review, they advertised it to be like 205 kilowatts, but it actually measured to be a little bit larger per our calculations. Nonetheless, very large battery pack, gets you a ton of range, terrific features and amenities. Kind of moving along to the back, charge ports back here. Something interesting to note is that this is actually the very first one that I've seen where it's a electronic charge port door. So you push the button and it'll actually close itself, which is kind of cool. You know, little extra features that matter in this Escalade IQ. But it's a traditional CCS plug, which is to be expected. This does have the 800-volt architecture, so when you are charging the vehicle, you can't expect those top charging speeds. Obviously, you'd want that with such a large battery pack to get back on the road. Moving along to the rear, you can actually kind of see a unique thing that's been done for the Escalade IQ specifically. They took that back end, and instead of a very traditional squared back end like you see in the traditional Escalade, they brought that aerodynamic rear. I watched a couple of the engineers give an interview on it, and they said they did extensive research just to increase and maximize the range. And so this new rear function with this the aerodynamic backing gives it better airflow and will give you better efficiency. With that being the case, though, it does kind of have, in my opinion, a little bit more of that Lexus look on the backside compared to that traditional squared round. So on the rear, you'll see that they obviously have the rear windshield wiper tucked back. Love, once again, the lighting package with these rear lights. It's actually the keyboard setup, once again, with the black and red across the board. If you hit the button on the remote, you can actually kind of see the flashing of that, and there's also the rear light that kind of goes from top to bottom. So as we progress across the back, you have all the nice features and amenities. The rear is controlled by just the rear button that you can open and close it with. Got that black accent along the back. Beautiful Escalade IQ badging. But yeah, just overall new look and design on the rear, but kind of a unique take for this vehicle. Something to note about the Escalade IQ is the regular Escalade is smaller than this, but this vehicle is also slightly shorter than the ESV version of the Escalade. So this is only offered in this one size, and so you actually have a vehicle that is a hybrid kind of between the regular Escalade and the Escalade ESV with its length. Part of that is due to here you have some good trunk space still, which we'll talk about in a minute, but also with that sloped rear here, it kind of gives it the look of not being as long, but it also is that long because of that rear. So moving along to the inside, we'll take a look at the front seat of this Escalade IQ. All right, so now we are sitting inside the all-new Escalade IQ, and what a change. Moving in to the front seat, you can see instantly the brand new pillar-to-pillar screen that is featured across the whole entire front. It's just a totally different look and dynamic than the other vehicle. Similar to my review of the Silverado, everything is situated lower and farther away, and so it really gives you a spacious, open feel across the front. Gives you some really nice features and amenities. So looking at the door panel, you can kind of see the multi-tone texture that they've taken. You got these huge AKG speakers in this trim model. You have the padded leather up here, some different tonalities, a little mixture of gloss and flat. The door handle is here, and as you pull the button, it will actually just self-shut and soft close that door for you. Got some really nice wood trim pieces. And as you can see, the seat controls are actually placed on the door, and so there is nothing below. This is just strictly right here, so you can control the seat and all those pieces. Across the front, you'll kind of see that they continue that wood trim across the entire front of the vehicle, and it is a very nice, luxurious look. That huge screen all the way across the board is just a really nice visual across the entire screen. You can kind of see everything. The steering wheel, you have all the controls for Super Cruise, the heated steering wheel on this side, and on this side you will have the volume controls and phone buttons to navigate up and down. Similar to the Silverado, the drive, you sit in the vehicle, you press the brake, and it will turn the vehicle on, and all you'll have to do is push the brake in, pull the switch back and pull down, and now you're in drive and ready to go. When you're done, you push the button, you go into park, and that's all. The infotainment system is interactive across the board. The driver really has control all the way to here. And so this is controlled by this knob, and you're able to kind of navigate through all of the various settings associated here. And so that kind of gives you some versatility to look around some of the various pieces that are in play. You can control the ambient lighting, the camera systems. I mean, very similar to the setup that you'll see within the vehicle, like any of the Chevy or Cadillac type vehicles, but lots of cameras, lots of angles there. to navigate. Um, Here is where you see all of the features for the air conditioning control. So all of that's done on a secondary screen that's actually detached below. And so if you look at it, you have the functionality to select second row, third row. You can control the up and down of the fan speeds. You can do the temperature controls. You can do the defrost settings. But then down below, you actually can control the airflow and how it's all running. And then it also gives you the versatility to look at, okay, here's the temperatures. You got the hot, the heated and cooled seats, the heated steering wheel. They even have the massage seats on this one where you can turn on, and it is now going to be massaging my back. Positioning, you can move the seats up or down for lumbar support. Everything is controlled via the screen. So this is actually adjusting the seats directly, but all of that can be adjusted through here. You set the memory seats up and everything. But yeah, so I mean, universal remotes is controlled through here, doors and windows. If you wanted to control the doors, all you have to do is simply press the button. I did it wrong. You swipe it, and that will open the door. Or then you can then swipe it in, and it will close the door. So for those parents that are picking up kids in school line, when you want to pick up your kid, all you have to do is open the door for them and close it when you're done. Pretty cool feature. So yeah, across the board, you're able to see all of the various amenities, and the extension of the screen actually runs all the way to the passenger side, in which they can stream YouTube. Looks like a good podcast to check out there. Turn down for what? But yeah, I mean, you can have that functionality. The screen is not supposed to be visible from the driver's side, but I can pretty clearly see it. Maybe when you're parked, it opens up that visibility, and when you're not, it eliminates it. We'll test that out. But yeah, overall, the front of the vehicle, very comfortable. You get that digital rear view that is featured with most of the vehicles now. Cool headrests, suede liner across the top. Got those speakers mounted everywhere. That's the feedback, but those AKG speakers are in the headrest. You also have them here, and they're actually featured inside the physical headrest as well. There's speakers there. So tons of speakers all around to produce just a truly quality sound. We had done a test run of the sound system earlier, and we're just deeply impressed by the quality of the speaker system that was attached to this. So now we're going to be taking off and doing a little test drive. I just put it into drive, and it instantly locked the screen to where I can no longer see it. So how cool is that functionality? If you're at a parking space, charging the vehicle, you can see that screen, but it actually put an instant glare reflection screen on to where now, from my angle, I don't know if the camera will also shows that you can no longer see that screen, which is pretty wild. But it gives you the functionality. You can kind of see across the board all of the different features and amenities. We're taking off from this spot and have the comfort of the massage seats. We got heated seats on, and yeah, we're gonna take a little drive with it. Very similar to the Silverado. You kind of get the Super Cruise functionality, but everything in this vehicle just feels elevated compared to that. We will continue our conversation around some of the upfront amenities as we kind of take this drive. There's actually two wireless ports that sit along the front, which is usually an uncommon thing, but there's a driver's wireless charging station here for the phones, and then you also have the functionality for a passenger to have theirs here. But yeah, everything can be controlled very easily to the driver. The seat functionality here is a little bit different, but still something that you can control the heated and cooled seats from here or via the screen in the center. So looking up, you can see once again, obviously you have that suede headliner, but then it also features a front to back moonroof. So from the front all the way to the rear, you're going to have a fixed moonroof. It will not open. There is no sunshade, but it is tinted well. I mean, the sun is shining currently, and in the vehicle, it's very comfortable as far as the brightness goes. But that's something that it is. There's no way to technically shield from direct sunlight above. But yeah, overall, the drive experience on this, you have the adaptive air control suspension, you have the magnetic ride. So it floats like any Cadillac would. Super smooth ride. Impressed so far with that experience. It's very nice to have the heated seats, the massage seats on. Be driving. It's quiet on the inside. So one of the things that you can note is when you're driving, should you choose to change lanes, I'll speed up here a little bit and change lanes. You actually have the ability through the center screen, when you turn on your blinker, it will actually show you your blind spot. So before you change lanes, obviously you have your rearview mirror, but this also gives you a direct screen to see blind spot, which is a pretty unique feature, and I will go back and change to the other lane again. So that's a pretty unique tech feature. Obviously, vehicles like the Telluride and stuff have that up within their digital gauge cluster, but you get a full mid-screen on this one. Looking at the center console, this is a leather top. Inside, you actually have 3 USB-Cs. You have a traditional lighter there, and then you actually have an HDMI port, and that HDMI port will actually run to your secondary screen. So if you did want to stream or have a device connected with like storage of movies or whatever, you connect that there. Decent sized storage. It actually expands at the base to kind of go back into it, but overall, a good middle console. It's not as large as some of the other ones I would see featured. There's a big chunk here, but part of that is due to the fact that underneath here you have a huge bag catch area, and that would be what's compromising some of that space. So if you do have a purse or a bag and you want somewhere to stash it, you have this huge open area below that you have that storage. Inside of the settings, you actually can control the various different drive modes. And so you have the tour, and it'll actually show you what it does there. It actually adjusts some of the variables like suspension, the steering, and the sound effects associated. So there's the tour setting, there is the sports setting. Made it. There's the sports setting, snow ice, and tow haul. So yeah, once you go into a sports type setting, then you can actually come in and adjust some of the features like the one pedal drives on normal. So you actually have the ability to turn that on. And then down here on this screen, it actually lets you change whether you want normal or high on the one pedal drive setup, which is pretty cool. We are going to give another shot once we run the vehicle. They have a V Max version, which puts a little indicator next to your drive shaft. So that would potentially give us a little bit of extra juice there. But yeah, a lot of different versatility in controlling the screen for how that functionality is released. But yeah, lots of different functions that you can control, whether you're charging and you can see the estimated time to complete. You can look at phone settings. You can look at the maps. Interesting though, you can select on the physical screen if you want to navigate this way, or if you wanted to use that system below, you have that functionality as well. But highly interactive screen. There's lots to be able to see and navigate there. The glove compartment has the functionality. It does not actually have a physical button, so you either have to control it on this screen or on this button up here, and that will open the glove compartment. Looking through some of the settings here, you actually have the capability of controlling, like I said, the heating and cooling. You can control the airflow in the first, second, and third row on how it's blowing. See where the airflow comes in. You have the capability to control the temperature of the seats. Like I said, the heated and cooling, and you can also do that for the second row. Turn the heating on from the screen. The massage functionality, you can control the on and off for the passenger or the driver. You can turn that off or on, just compared with the seats you're in. Positioning as well, you can also control whether you want it to recline back, forward. All those different functionality can be controlled directly from the screen. And then you got the camera modes, which obviously is controlled up here, and you can kind of see what that entails up there. Down below, drop down menu, you can control the rear steering, which obviously helps you with the turn radius. You can open and close the charge port door. You can do the arrival setting, where in arrival mode, it will allow you to use that four-wheel steering to turn into a parking space, which we will show from the outside. And then obviously in rear steering, that's just a traditional drive setup where you have that capability to drive with the rear tires turning as well. But yeah, all the functionality in the small screen, the different set of functionality than you get in the top screen. But then yeah, lane centering, the cameras, the lights, you can turn on the headlights, the headlamps are here, different safety, drive, the door features, whether you want to open the rear to a custom height, the child safety locks, glove compartment opening, all of that is functionable through here. So that's pretty much it for the front. Let's hop in the back and check out the comfort and seating there. So I'm sitting in the second row of the Cadillac Escalade, and I'm 6'6", and so I had the front seat pulled back all the way. I scooted it forward to where I was comfortable in that driver's seat. Sitting in the second row, you still have some adequate leg room, nice and comfortable. The seats are heated, featuring that same leather style as the front. Obviously, the only major difference there is the rear seats don't have the heated or the cooling seats, also the speakers in the headrest, but nice beefy armrest, great aisle space, plenty of room here, all the same amenities. One of the coolest features to the rear seat, though, is you also have your own screen here to control all of the settings, so you can control your temperature, your fan speed, however you choose to control the airflow, but also you can control your ambient lighting, styles, modes, all the pieces. Your doors, if you wanted to as well, you can't open your doors through the buttons, and so if you wanted to open the passenger door, just swipe open the door, and then when it's completed its cycle, you can turn around and close that door. Pretty neat feature. Heated seats. You have vents here. But one of the things you don't have is the vent in the headrest. So you have the speaker systems, you have lights, a handlebar, but there is no vents in the headrest. And so if you're a parent with kids, that's a consideration. The only vent that you have is here. But comfortable back here, great space, great comfort for these seats, plenty wide. If you buy there's a extension package within this Escalade IQ where you can get the executive center, and that features a larger screen up here, and I will show a screenshot of what that might look like. So now we're going to give it a test run. We put it in sport mode, we put it in V Max, and so we're going to take it back on the roadway and do another torque test and see how it responds with the additional V Max being on. Got the regenerative braking on now. You can definitely feel it. All right, so we're going to ease out onto the road. We're going to slow down, and we're going to see how that V Max performs now that we have it on. 3, 2, 1. $60. I'd say it's noticeably different. I mean, you can feel that and it seemed like that first jump, there was like an extra pop to it that you felt with that VMAX mode on. I'm impressed. Obviously, the goal of this Escalade is to be more of a rival to the Escalade V than the traditional Escalade. The power and performance of the vehicle is a rivalry to that, but also with the VMAX mode, with the size and with the capabilities of the vehicle, something that's obviously what they're targeting here. Nonetheless, I mean, that you could feel that pretty significantly. I'm going to slow down again and try that again. So we're going to get a little bit slower, and then we're going to, yeah, I mean, the VMAX mode is significantly different. If you're looking for that extra punch, I'm sure it's a whole bunch less efficient But that kick was much stronger with that mode on.
I gotta keep from throwing up.
Yeah,
I'm sweating.
Jesse's sweating over
I'm
here.
sweating. That one about put my stomach back. I wasn't expecting that.
Fresh off lunch.
I don't know. I think that feels quicker or as quick as our F-150s.
It's a big vehicle, but I mean that is a good punch.
4,000 more pounds too. So
big vehicle.
That is impressive.
A lot of power delivered. But yeah, overall experience of driving this Escalade, super comfortable ride. You have obviously some basic amenities that we haven't mentioned that you would expect. You have your heads-up display, has all the same features that you want on it: your speed, your adaptive cruise control, all of that's set within the screen. I think I already mentioned that you have the digital rearview mirror, a lot of the basic amenities that you'd expect in any newer vehicle, but especially a luxury vehicle like this one. But yeah, super comfortable drive. Nothing. I don't have anything to complain about.
How much is this compared to the regenerative braking of our trucks?
So right now I have the regenerative braking on normal mode. And so when you're here, you have the capability of controlling the regenerative braking setup on it. Find the setting. So I have it on normal, and it's more aggressive than my Lightning. I'm going to turn it on high. That's insane. I mean, that's a lot. I'm going to try to go over here to this lane, and I'm going to speed up. I'm not going to launch it for Jesse's stomach. But then this is letting off the accelerator on high mode.
Oh, wow. Holy. That is
so it's an aggressive regen. And I think for around town driving, I prefer it to be more aggressive just because it alleviates the need for the brake, but also you're getting more energy generated back to the battery. But yeah, that aggressive mode is much more significant. The normal mode, I think, is a little bit more than our Lightning regen, and even more than the Silverado that we experienced. But this regen, you can tell, is a little bit stronger on a normal mode, but on the high mode, it's pretty significant. I mean, you can get. I'll try to get to a spot where we're going to stop and turn, but like you can feel it pretty heavily. Big shout out to Champion. Champion has they sell Cadillacs and Chevrolets and GMCs in the Tri-Cities, East Tennessee area, and they were nice enough. I was actually on my way home from dinner last night, and was driving by the car dealership, and there was loading off the truck this brand new Cadillac Escalade, and so the owner was able to get us into it today, so we could provide a review the moment that we had it into the area. But if you are interested in this exact Cadillac Escalade IQ, they also have a luxury 2, I believe, that's coming in. They have another Sport that's already on the lot. Feel free to reach out to Champion Chevrolet. This model, as it sits with the Sport 2, with all the features that we've shown today, MSRP is $150,000. So this is not for the faint of heart when it comes to value, but you see the features that you get in this luxury vehicle. The Escalade V, which I would say is the closest competition to this, is $150,000 as well. So rivalry to that, very competitive. You're looking at a base Escalade, which isn't as high in performance and isn't as high in the technology features. You're sitting at like 120, and so this having that Escalade V type torque and functionality is rivalry to that. Features the huge battery, high charging speeds, and so it gives you kind of some extra versatility there. But this is a top trim level, basically one of the highest that you can get with this new vehicle class. If you're looking for a little bit less amenities, like this vehicle has a night vision mode. I'll see if I can find it. And as you can see, it's primarily to be used at night. It's in the middle of the day right now, but while you're driving, it would actually use that night vision mode to detect wildlife or anything entering the roadway, and so you can actually have that infrared camera to kind of get the heat signatures. But if you went to a Sport 1 or a Luxury 1 trim model, those start at 125, and you lack some of these basic amenities, but you still get all the same comfort. The seating material changes a little bit, but you still get the screens and the size and all the other features that are associated with this Escalade IQ. But yeah, overall, just a super impressive vehicle. You get all the functionality, the features that you would expect in a luxury vehicle. Like I said when I was in the back, the only complaint I would have is that you don't have air vents up in the headrest, but that's a really minor complaint for all things considered for a vehicle like this. It's very comfortable. All the systems work terrifically, and yeah, very, very impressive start to finish. So now we're going to hop out of the vehicle after this ride through. We're going to take a look in detail at the trunk and what that space provides. So we're at the trunk, and all you do is push the rear emblem and it opens up, and you have all of the functionality of the space and storage. And like I was saying, I mean, you get an extra deep compared to the regular Escalade, but just a hair shorter than what would be in the Escalade ESV for size. But ton of great space. I mean, it's very functional for everything that you need. You get some of your charging cables, a little bit of storage under here, but not a ton. But overall, yeah, I mean, you get tremendous space for groceries, bags, strollers, whatever you might need. So with the seats, if you are accessing the third row, you can obviously just go through the center lane. If you have a car seat in place, this vehicle does not allow you to actually have the functionality to, this is a full fold down seat, and then you have the capability of flipping the seat up. So once the seat's flipped up, then obviously you have the access to the third row with the access through there. And you can see with all the seats down how it folds down to unleash max capacity. Lot of adequate storage space there. And all the buttons can be controlled to get the seats up and down. And if you are a parent and you're looking for the adequate setup for the car seats, you do have lower anchors on these two front seats. For the rear, it only features tether anchors, so you'd have to use that for that setup. There are no lower anchors on the back seats, but as you can see, there are top tethers for all three. So here's the nighttime version of the Cadillac Escalade. You see some of the night lights, the illumination package on the inside. Every door has the illumination. So you can see the illumination package while you're driving. Got the cool lighting throughout the vehicle, but you know, it has illumination throughout. You can control the lighting functions. So driving at night, I've turned on the night vision mode, and you can kind of see how it is infrared scanning the road ahead to where you're actually it actually is looking for the heat signatures of animals and people as a safety mechanism. The Sport 2 and the Luxury 2 does feature the advanced night vision mode where it has that tracking system. So finishing up here with the Cadillac Escalade IQ, obviously top dog of the roads. Very first full-size SUV that's going to be hitting the roads that's available now for the full size, that for the families that might be looking for that full size vehicle. Obviously, like I said while we were driving, the official sticker price is $155,05 for this exact model as you see here. Just all the bells and whistles that you could look for in the vehicle. You got from the Michelin tires all the way up to the air ride suspension. You get all the features that you might be looking for in a vehicle of this caliber. But super impressed by it. Like I said, there's very, very little to complain about when it comes to this vehicle, but super sharp vehicle. And if you're in the market for a full-size SUV, EV, this is, well, for now, your only option, but one that is sure not to disappoint. Thanks for tuning in to this EV review with Turn Down 4 Watt. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe for more exciting content. We've got plenty more in store, so stay charged and we'll see you next time.